The PS5 release is creeping ever closer, and we're getting new insights on its specs and capabilities every day. And from what we have seen so far, it has more than proven itself worthy. In fact, some die-hard PlayStation fans might compare its gaming capabilities to the likes of high-end gaming PCs, and you can see why. For starters, the PS5 is able to support up to 8K resolution at a comfortable 60 FPS. Not to mention the processing speed that it is capable of. Now, by no means does that mean that the PS5 will be able to outperform every gaming PC on the market, but it should really go without saying. You will not find a gaming PC as capable as the PS5 for the same price, and that is a guarantee. So with that in mind, you're probably wondering, how does Sony's new PS5 stack up against gaming PCs? Let's talk specs. For this part, we are going to compare the PlayStation to a similar priced PC, because there really is no competition if we compared it to a top-of-the-range PC. Let's be real here. The PS5 has some pretty nifty hardware packed into it, notably the 825GB SSD, which will completely eliminate loading screens. Looking at you, GTA 5. Now, make no mistake, SSD is definitely not a new innovation. It is significant though because it is the first time Sony has made use of an SSD instead of HDD in one of their consoles, and believe me, it will make all the difference. Assuming the PlayStation will retail at $499, a PC of the same cost would struggle to facilitate an SSD of this size. In fact, the best you'd get would be a 512GB SSD. Still good, but yeah. This means that the PS5 will be able to load games faster and with support for very high resolutions up to 8K native. A side-by-side comparison was made at a Sony event between the PS4 and PS5. The PS4 loaded one screen in 8 seconds, whereas the PS5 did it in around 5 milliseconds. A PC of this value would struggle to load a game as fast as the PS5, though it would still be much quicker than the PS4. Moving over to the CPU. The PlayStation is fitted with an 8-core AMD Zen 2 processor, which is capable of up to 1.5 GHz or pure processing power. Compare this to a similarly priced PC and you'd probably get a quad-core Ryzen 3200G, which is capable of up to 3.7 GHz. Now, it's obvious from the gigahertz alone that the PC alternative is better. Well, not exactly. The Ryzen has 4 cores, whereas the PS5 CPU has 8. What this means is that the PS5 will be more equipped to handle multitasks at once at a consistently high speed, whereas the Ryzen will be less equipped to do that. However, with PCs, the CPU is always able to be overclocked to make it significantly faster. But this does come at a cost of the CPU's lifespan, so it's probably not wise. So far, the PS5 is ahead, but let's take a look at the GPU, aka graphics card. The PS5 rocks a custom-built AMD Radeon RDNA 2 graphics card, which is capable of up to 10.28 teraflops computing power. As a reference, that is around 7 times more powerful than the PS4. The PlayStation 5's graphics card will also mean that games will be able to play with ray tracing enabled up to 8K comfortably. And that sort of stuff just won't come with a PC under $500, at least no time soon. The cheapest graphic card able to support up to 8K with ray tracing is NVIDIA's RTX 2080 Super, and that thing costs more than the entire PS5 put together. A comparable GPU in terms of pricing would be the AMD Ryzen 3 2200G Vega 8 GPU. And that would struggle to run most games at 4K 60 frames per second, let alone 8K. So hats off to you once again, Sony. The PS5 also has 16GB of GDDR6 RAM, which is pretty damn fast. That's about double the RAM of the PS4. But it's nothing too special though, because RAM is the least expensive aspect of a PC, so a PC could easily have the same amount of RAM. Not only that, but a PC can fit multiple memory cards, so the RAM could exceed double of what the PlayStation 5 is packing. So, with the spec comparison out of the way, it is clear to see that the PlayStation 5 offers a significant bit more than a PC would at the $500 price point. The PS5 offers a lot more computational and graphical power than its PC alternative, and in a much smaller form factor. However, the PC does still have a significant pro over the PS5. The PC is able to be upgraded, put simply. The gaming PC world is developing rapidly, and new parts come out every year that can change the game up big time. It is a truly future-proof console that you won't have to replace entirely after 7 years. The PlayStation, on the other hand, yeah, it is a powerhouse right now, but will it be a powerhouse in 3 years' time? Because when you get the PS5, you have that for the next 7 years until the next console is out, while gaming PCs are constantly upgrading. So yeah, for $500, you will not be getting a better gaming PC right now, so the PS5 is the way to go if your budget is your concern. But over time it will become obsolete compared to the ever-changing PC. Specs aside, I don't think most people get PlayStations for their hardware or insane graphical abilities, because that's what gaming PCs are for. PlayStation is just so popular because it feels like a gaming console. It has a long list of fantastic exclusives. To name a few, Spider-Man games, Horizon games, Uncharted, Last of Us, Crash Bandicoot, and the list goes on. Compare that to an Xbox and a PC, and it makes you realize how little the Xbox has going for it now. The Xbox is just a cheaper, less impressive PC, especially now that every single Xbox game is available on Windows and Steam. The PlayStation has kept its virtue by holding on to its exclusive titles, which makes it a true competitor against the PC. If you want to play a PlayStation game, you need a PlayStation, and that is its main selling point. You just can't find those quality games anywhere else. However, the upside of PC games compared to the PlayStation is that there is a hell of a lot more to choose from. The PC has access to all Xbox games, as well as many PC exclusives, and for much cheaper. PC games are also moddable, which opens up a whole world of opportunities for gamers. And then there's backwards compatibility. The PS5 has a very limited library of old-gen games. The PC, on the other hand, has an endless library of games that span back to the dawn of gaming, but still won't have the PlayStation games. So on this front, it's difficult to tell which party has the best offer. It's really up to what you value. Cheaper, moddable, and older gen games? It's the PC. If you prefer the PS exclusives, then, you guessed it, PS5 is the one for you. To answer the question in short, is the PS5 better than a gaming PC? Well, of course the answer to that is subjective to your budget, but for a similarly priced PC, the answer is yeah. For $500 or less for the digital PS5, you really won't get better performance out of a PC. And in such a small form factor, it almost feels like magic. On the exclusive side of things, nothing compares to the PS5's lineup, even with the massive library that the PC has. But if you're looking for something that can constantly upgrade over the years and have more flexibility in general, the PC is better. All in all, the PS5 has really proven itself to us gamers. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.